Last time on Robloxian SASUKE, Tournament 3 continued onwards. 40 competitors attempted the first stage with many deep runs occurring. By the end of the runs, 3 more added their name onto the growing list of second stage attackers as we reach the beginning of the end. Only 30 competitors are left to start their quest for Kanzenseiha, including the best of the best. How many of them can stay dry here and get one step closer to becoming the first grand champion of Robloxian SASUKE? Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Dorino, and welcome to the first stage finale of Robloxian SASUKE 3. For the last 2 episodes, we've seen a combined total of 70 competitors run the first stage, and it has been a wild ride to say the least. With only 4 having hit the button by this point, we're at an all-time low for clears, but today, we have many great competitors that can and will boost that clear number higher. One of those who I think can do so is Paul 20KO. This is Paul's second time here at Robloxian SASUKE, but he is no stranger to online ninja competitions. Paul's biggest claim to fame has come in SASUKE Craft, where Paul is one of, if not the strongest competitor. In the 8 competitions he has ran, Paul has never failed to make it to the 3rd stage and has an over 50% clear rate of clearing it. Alongside that, in his inhuman 5 attempts at the tower, Paul has scaled it 3 times, which is unheard of. With all of his success, hopefully this means that he can triumph over his swinging forest fail from back in Tournament 1. Someone else to look out for is TKN_KKN, better known as Takun. Takun's sporadic appearances in Roblox Ninja courses only adds to his victories being even more spectacular. The former SASUKE Dynamite commentator has countless 3rd stage visits under his belt in many competitions, with his best run recently coming in SASUKE Dynamite 7. Takun's skills translated over to Robloxian SASUKE as well, with him making it to the second half of the first stage or farther both times. In Tournament 1, he was seconds away from completing the second stage, but in Tournament 2, could not replicate that success when he went down on Tarzan rope. And of course, the episode will be closing out with the only 4 who have completed the cliffhanger on the 3rd stage. These distance record holders are the sole few who have ever attempted the pipe slider. A Thunderbird, Flowdoce, RoboticPai, and Yas 1234551 have reached a point no one else has before, and they're looking to only continue their success. These 6 and 24 others start off just like everyone else on the first stage. The first stage is the first hurdle for our competitors to face, and the goal is simple: complete the course and stay dry. However, this concept has been hard to achieve, as not touching the water has never been this difficult. While the silk slider has not been as difficult as in recent tournaments, many competitors who have cleared it have gone out soon after on the modified whirlpool or swinging forest. When competitors have reached the back half of the course, it has once again shown that no competitor can underestimate it, with all the obstacles minus Soritotsukabe taking out a competitor. Defying gravity in particular has been a real concern, as although only 1 competitor has gone down in it, it has been influential for competitors rushing the final 2 obstacles. And overall, only 4 have done exactly that. And if anyone wants to join them, then they must complete all 8 obstacles within the 80-second time limit. Everyone else will be eliminated. 70 competitors down and 30 left, but these 30 are some of the best we've ever seen on Roblox Ninja. These 30 are going to be kicking it off with number 71, Lyrical, formerly known as Skillful Jack 239. Skill hasn't really been that active in Roblox Ninja over the last few years. However, during his prime, which was around 2019 and 2020, it was definitely a time to watch him run because he was such a skilled competitor. Obviously, going back after a long time, his skills may have withered, but so far, it doesn't look like that's happened so far. Lyrical already through 1 obstacle and now making his way on his silk slider. The drop of this obstacle is brand new for this tournament, got that dismount as well, and now heading on to Whirlpool. This gives every single competitor that attempts it a struggle, regardless of if they fail or clear it. Skill going to be the next competitor to attempt it. Making his way onto the mountain, got that mount, now just has to find the right place to jump onto the second cycle and going for it. He goes a little bit too late. Skill looks like he could have had it, but there was a slight hesitation to that jump, and that ultimately caused him to lose his sense of timing, miss that second cyclone, and go out into the water. And that's a really unfortunate fail, but Skill never really faced an obstacle like Whirlpool, and unfortunately, an obstacle like it takes him out. Up next on the course is not Bandit, who has a very unfortunate streak when it comes to the third obstacle. Just saw skill go down there, so definitely not going to help his luck here as he begins his third attack at Robloxian SASUKE. Tournament 1 was just one of 4 who failed the quarter bridge and also failed it last tournament where it was the new obstacle Whirlpool. But Banna, a great pace here through Boyoishi, and now heading up to Silk Slider. This obstacle he's not had any problems with so far, but again, that's to go with a lot of other veterans. Gets onto that landing platform, a little bit of a wonky dismount. But here we go. This is going to be Banna's third attack at the third obstacle. Almost didn't make it to that point. Had some struggles there getting up the stairs to that point. But now here it is, this first transition. He's got it with a little bit of lag, but still, Banna making it work as he's towards the end, rushes that final transition. But he's able to again make it work and is into uncharted territory. Now he's on to Swinging Forest, number 72. He's making his way through these ropes. Great transitions and moving at a great speed as well. Now all the dismount waits for this obstacle, going for it. He makes it through. 32 seconds left on the clock in the Soritotsuka Bay. Can he get it in? Well, he gets it in 1. And Banna is in a great position to complete the first stage as long as he gets through these final 3 obstacles. Already got through 1, just 2 left. Gotta get this towards that rope. No, Banna. Banna with the bad attempt there on that obstacle. Just did not have really any sense of direction if we look back at it. So far sideways, and that literally caused him to get so far flung that it even flung the rope the opposite direction. So Banna just literally had really bad strategy there, and that unfortunately causes him to go out so close to the end of the first stage, but still a major improvement from the previous 2.
Going into this tournament, I don't know how I feel about it considering last time. I went out pretty early, I think. But this time I'm hoping to do better, at least get to the 4th obstacle, which I'm probably going to fail. But if I do that, I hope I can get to the 2nd stage. Not guaranteed, because you can't underestimate any obstacle on this course. Literally anything can take you out at any time, even the final obstacle. I'm just hoping that I can do better than last time at least and get a personal best.
Alright, so number 33, Vaxnew, has a lot of high hopes here, however, does not think that she's going to be able to clear, at least thinks that she's going to be able to get a personal best, which will be making it to the Swinging Forest, as last tournament, she went down on the first stage, Obstacle 3, Whirlpool. Now, she does have experience making it to the 2nd stage in Classic Robloxian SASUKE 2, so we know that it is capable. There is a possibility for her to make it back to the 2nd stage, but it has been a long time for her. So with that being said, Vaxnew, her 2nd attempt at Robloxian SASUKE is off, and she's now on to Boyoishi and moving with a fast pace, making this brand new first obstacle look easy for her first attempt. Now making her way up to Silk Slider, gotta get this drop first, gotta survive it, going for it, survives it, and now to this amount, perfect landing there from Danny. Alright, now heading up to Whirlpool. This obstacle has given them a lot of problems in the past, but she's making her way through that obstacle. Now the transition, this is where she went down last tournament, got that right there, and now heading into that final cyclone, she's got that too. Alright, Vaxnew making her way towards the dismount, she's able to get herself that personal best, but she has not had that much confidence when it comes to Swinging Forest, thinks that she's gonna fail it. By some miracle, will she be able to clear it? Going for the swing, Vaxnew does not get through that obstacle, and you can tell that she's feeling some sort of way because she probably expected to fail there, but still she's got to feel content with the fact that, oh no, she's not content. She looks like she's pretty upset. That's not good. Paul 20KO, the multi-time SASUKE Craft Grand Champion, is back for his 2nd tournament at Robloxian SASUKE. A great pace through Boyoishi, now heading up on the dismount of the Silk Slider. Gotta know he doesn't! He overshoots it! And Paul out on the first stage, this time even sooner! The host of Lizzie 22, first attempt here at Robloxian SASUKE. Growing a lot of supporters there in the crowd, cannot find a lot of support here on Whirlpool, cannot get that transition as she rushes it! Lizzie 22 could not find the right pattern there on Whirlpool. Jackson Shid Gamer is one of the strongest competitors in Roblox Ninja right now. He has a lot of skill and a lot of potential, and that is being shown right now on this run. His debut run's going great, going into the mount, goes forward, and it costs him. Could not get a lot of his body onto that rope, and he's out on that. Blue Ties RBLX, the host of Balloon Ninja Warrior, back for his 3rd attempt here. Made a Swinging Forest last time, but is having a lot of trouble here on Whirlpool. He beat this obstacle last time, but cannot do it here for the 2nd tournament in a row. Blue Ties out on the 3rd obstacle, could not find the right pattern. Lover 12345, better known as Tons, almost beat the first stage last tournament, and he's looking to have a repeat performance up until that point. Now in a Swinging Forest lineup for this mount, he's gotta know he doesn't! tons, loses his stability there on that rope. If he was a little bit farther forward, he could have hung on. Kino Flamon, who's actually gotten some notoriety for his real-life ninja skills, is here for his first attempt at Robloxian SASUKE, and it's going pretty well so far. Making his way onto Whirlpool, trying to get this first transition, goes for it. I thought he had it, but he actually did not. A little bit too late there. You can tell he's a little bit disappointed by that result.
Me personally, I never ran a deck comp before, and I'm probably gonna fail, like, on the first obstacle, like in every other Roblox comp I played in. I'm not confident at all. If I try, I'll probably get to 1.3, but that's still nothing. And if I win, which will never happen, I'll probably spend the Robux on, like, stuff to make my avatar look good for once.
So Bryce Barrow 4 doesn't have that much high hopes here, but Corey definitely has some aspirations to at least make it to the third obstacle, so at least he thinks he's not gonna go down at any point before that. So he's dancing on the star, that at least gives him some confidence. Now Corey has recently been able to start a competition on Minecraft known as Star Challenge. Has definitely been pretty good, one of the highest produced competitions that personally I've ever seen. It has a lot of production quality, but Bryce Barrow 504, Corey is now onto the course, already through one obstacle. That is a great pace there. You would not tell that before this run he would have been nervous, but Silk Slider can definitely weed out anyone who has those nerves. Got through that pretty easily, and now Whirlpool, he has no confidence on this obstacle. Did give up the thought of spending the prize money, but he's got to be able to beat 4 stages consisting of around 20 obstacles. Bryce Bear cannot even make it to that first transition on Whirlpool. Loses his footing then and there, and that's going to send him into the water for the first time. Looks a little bit upset, but he's got to be happy that he at least made it to this point, fulfilling his expectations. Next on the course is the return of a competitor that has not been seen on R&W course since 2022. That competitor is Fion Jr. 11. Fion began to become a legitimate threat to Kanzenseiha in 2019, with him finally emerging from the crowd to consistently get great results. This continued into many other competitions throughout the following years, producing 2 final stage bids in Ninja Coolio Warrior 25 and Sasuke Dynamite 5 respectively. However, towards the end of 2022, Fion's skills began to wither, leaving him a shell of the competitor that he once was. He ultimately decided to retire from Roblox Ninja in winter 2022, with his final run coming in Yas 5. For what was Fion's final run at the time, he put on a show, reaching the highs he had not seen in over a year by that point, coming 3 obstacles short from another final stage attempt. With nearly 2 years away from the sport, can Fion show that he plans on picking up right where he left off? Or will he turn into another competitor who is unable to adapt to new obstacles the community has created? These new obstacles are seen right here on Robloxian SASUKE. A lot of these obstacles, a lot different than the obstacles that you would have faced back in 2022. Even with this competition being around 2022, pretty much every single obstacle on this course has been modified since Tournament 1. But Fion, a great technique, sideways strategy here on Boyoishi, able to get his way through that obstacle now. Fion Jr. 11 heading onto the second obstacle of the first stage. Silk Slider making his way to the dismount platform. Oh, he gets stunned there, but his momentum carries him onto that landing platform. So thankfully, Fion gets out of harm's way and now onto Whirlpool. This is one of the most formidable threats here on Robloxian SASUKE, but Fion making it look easy and doing it very fast as well. 50 seconds, less than 50 seconds are left on the clock, because he's already through 3 obstacles on the first stage. Looking to make it halfway here if he's able to get himself through Swinging Forest, one of the hardest obstacles on this course in general. Fion Jr. 11 making his way towards the end of this obstacle. 2 sets of ropes left now, it's just the dismount. Gotta get a good swing, doesn't get it! He had it! Fion had it if he was just a little bit too far sideways. Grabbed the landing platform, jumped back, and just flung back into the ropes. And unfortunately, that's gonna send him out. If you can see right here, he got the swing, but was just too far forward. Grabbed the front of that, and as a result, when he jumped, flung. And that's gonna be enough to send Fion into the water. If he was just a little bit farther forward, that would have been enough for him to make his way through the obstacle and potentially the rest of the stage, but it's not. 81 competitors down, 19 competitors are left to go, and with that the sun has finally begun to set. As the day approaches night, how will these final 19 competitors do? There's the final stage, more illuminated than it ever has before, still without a single competitor to attempt it so far, and with only 4 in the running to even be able to make it. But these final 19 competitors are some of the strongest in Robloxian SASUKE and just Roblox Ninja in general, so they definitely have the ability to bring that number up just even by 1 even by one competitor. So with that, we are going to be kicking it off with the competitor who made it all the way to the third obstacle of the second stage last tournament. She's looking to make her way back to the second stage for her second tournament in a row. It's number 82, Misty Fun Girl 91. Misty started out strong in tournament 1, failing swinging force, and then blew all of the expectations out of the water when she became the first woman to complete the first stage last tournament. Went down on Spider Walk in a rather unfortunate way, lost traction on that first panel and went down. But Misty has been practicing a lot for this tournament for her third attempt here at Robloxian SASUKE, and she believes that she is going to be capable of putting on another great performance here. So for the third time, Misty Fun Girl 91 is off on the course, kicking off the night runs for the tournament. Taking a little bit of time there on the starting line, trying to size up these jumps, going with a little bit of a slow pace. Misty's going to need to make sure that she picks up the pace towards the end of this course, taking almost 15 seconds there to get through that first obstacle. Time is definitely going to be a factor here if she's able to make her way towards the end of the course, but Misty, looking like she's on a good pace, almost gets stunned there. Would have been a really close fail there, but she's able to get through and now onto Whirlpool. This was one of the obstacles that she was nervous about, but was able to get through it last tournament rather easily. Just has to find a good opening here, definitely struggling to find it. She's not going to go for it here. Misty really struggling to find her path here on this obstacle, but she's able to find it here. Now heading on to the final cyclone of this obstacle with 37 seconds left. Time is not looking good. Looks like that bad pace on Boyoishi is going to be paralleled here with the bad pace on Whirlpool as she's not even through the obstacle with 30 seconds left. This is not looking good. Misty did clear with one of the slower times on the first stage last tournament. Looking like we're going to have another close call here. She's able to make her way through this obstacle. Swinging forward, she excelled in this obstacle last tournament, trying to make her way through this obstacle for the second tournament in a row. Going for the dismount, and she's got it. But Misty Fun Girl 91 needs to bolt her way up this obstacle. Gets through it. 8 seconds left. Misty has to go. Misty cannot beat Defying Gravity, can't even get to the second wall of the obstacle. And she is the second competitor there out on it, but she looks to be pretty satisfied with that result. That is the second best result that she's ever had in this course, and for as hard as the first stage it has to be, she has to be proud. Up next on the course is number 83, the real Bashback 1. Now, Bash hasn't had that much success in all of the competitions. Actually did worse than he did in Tournament 1 last tournament when he went down on Whirlpool. However, he was able to do exceptionally well in the minis, making it all the way to the fifth obstacle of the second stage, making his way now onto the course for his third time, and yep, that's a great strategy there on Boyoishi, truly showing that he's definitely increased in skill since last tournament. Now heading on to the silk slider, gotta get this drop, got that drop, now just the dismount, almost got stunned there. Any further forward, definitely would have got stunned, and that would have been it for his run. But here we go, Whirlpool, a lot harder than the quarter bridge he beat back in Tournament 1, as shown by last tournament. Could not get this first transition here, lining up for it. Can he get it? Yes, he will. The real Bashback 1, almost through the obstacle, takes a little bit of a risk there on that final cyclone, but Bash makes it work and is now back onto the swinging forest. Gotta get this amount first, rushing straight into it, but it's working out for Bash. Now gotta get these swings here, great swings here. Just 2 ropes left for him to get. Now's the dismount, he rushes it! Bash, why? Oh, didn't get enough swing on that rope, jumped way too early. Just barely grazed that platform, and that's gonna take him out there. And yeah, he knows that he rushed it. If he just took a little bit of time there, Bash could have beaten that obstacle, but unfortunately, out there yet again. Heading up to the start line right now is Hawksfan 2016. Hawks is going to be his second time here at Robloxian SASUKE in Tournament 2. So close to making his way through the first stage, but unfortunately, a poor strategy on Tarzan rope, like many others this tournament, was enough to send him into the water. Hawks is going to be a little bit of a harder road to make it back to that point, but he is more than capable of making it back there. Hawks, though, with a little bit of a slow strategy here on his way through Boyoishi, but still, whatever gets him through the obstacle, but he needs to make sure that he's more conscious of time. Almost 20 seconds are down the drain already as he's not even through the second obstacle, making his way there quickly through, and now, Hawksfan 2016 heading back to Whirlpool for his second tournament in a row. Slicing up the obstacle before he goes for it. First transition, one of the hardest jumps on this first stage. Gotta make sure he lines it up right. Does not line it up right. He's gonna try and figure out a better strategy here. Will he get it here? Oh, he's not. Hawks wasting a lot of time here on Whirlpool trying to make it work, but he's still got a good cycle here on this third cyclone. Got it there. Thankfully, that's able to save a lot of time. Just gotta get this dismount, and that's exactly what Hawksfan has done. Last tournament, this would have been a good pace, however, but with the addition of Defying Gravity, it is not. And Hawks just misses the mount there. Looked like he knew that he was in a hard spot for time, tried to go for it, and just did not line it up with enough precision to get himself onto the rope, and there he goes. Lines it up there. That's what he could have done, but unfortunately, Hawksfan out on the first stage yet again, this time a worse performance.
I just moved, and I have a new computer set up, so I kind of forgot how to play. I'm also very notorious for failing the final obstacle of stage 1 in every competition known to man. Actually, the first 2 tournaments, I won, but Jamie forgot to record, lost media.
My bad, y'all.
I was too good that Fumbler, you suck. I'm unsubscribing from the Robloxian SASUKE YouTube channel and destroying all my statues of Jay Abbott from the Jay Show. I'm not. I love the Jay Show.
Obviously, from what you heard from Nor, he has switched houses, which means that he's going to be at a completely different setup in terms of running from what he's been used to. So Nor definitely is going to have to rise to the occasion here if he wants to perform just as well as he did last time, or even better. Last tournament, he went down seconds away from the buzzer when he went down on Tarzan Nabori, the final obstacle of the first stage. So Nor, we know that it is capable of him to be able to make it through the first stage. We've seen it in a lot of other competitions like Steel Castle. And even though Roblox Angeli didn't really have stages, he was able to beat the city finals course round there. Now Nor for his third attack here at Robloxian SASUKE. Here we go, Nor, wearing that blue outfit that's become kind of synonymous with him. Nor making his way nicely through Boyoishi so far. Great pace so far. Time really hasn't been that much of a struggle for Nor at all on this entire course, so he will be good in that region. However, these new obstacles are definitely going to be tripping up him as well as everyone else who has attempted it so far. Nor already through 2 obstacles and now heading his way onto Whirlpool. Gotta find the right cycle first, taking some time there on that starting line just to line it up. Here we go now. Got to get this first transition. Landed that nicely. Alright, Nor. Now is he going to go for the skip? He doesn't go for the skip right there. Alright. Gonna have to wait for that slow rotation to come around, and that's going to slowly eat down on his time. He still is on a good pace though, around 40 seconds left as he nears the end of Whirlpool. Going for that wrap there. Still safe move, but it's whatever is able to get him through. And now, heading into Swinging Forest for his 3rd tournament in a row. I take it back! NorWiigian went for the jump, and then I guess he just didn't jump at all. He was definitely lining up, but I think he lined it up way too fast. And yeah, he says that he forgot to jump too, and that's really unfortunate considering his skill. And now we would have been on to number 86 to run the first stage, Galactic Says Hi, but unfortunately, the run is gone. I have no idea where it went. It's literally disappeared. Like, I had it when I hosted it, and then when I started editing it, it just randomly disappeared, which is really unfortunate considering his skill. But with this run, it's unfortunately going to be the end of Galactic for this tournament as we now move on to our next competitor to run the first stage, number 87, TKN_KKN, better known as Takun. Takun made his way to the final obstacle, the second stage, back in Tournament 1. Actually almost completed it, ran out of time, but in Tournament 2, went down on Tarzan Rope, which was an obstacle he beat in the previous tournament, which, in my opinion, was honestly a pretty shocking fail. So Takun has a 100% clear rate of being in Swinging Forest. That's a clear rate that we haven't really seen many competitors do. So Takun obviously wants to keep that streak alive. However, he has been pretty absent from Roblox Ninja over the last few years, especially since Tournament 2 concluded. But Takun, you would not know that from that attempt. Look at him go! Great pace through Boyoishi. Now, heading on to Silk Slider. Gotta get the mount. Got that mount now. And here we go onto the drop of this obstacle. Gotta get that landing. Perfect landing from Takun. Now over a minute left as he's now heading on to Whirlpool. Was able to get through this obstacle last time, but again, one of these obstacles that you can never overlook. It's pretty hard for a lot of our mobile competitors. Takun is one of them, making his way throughout the obstacle very quickly. Almost went down there on that last transition, but somehow was able to get enough distance. Now on Swinging Forest, an obstacle that he has not struggled on in the past. Going for that mount, lands it unlike Nor, and is now making his way swiftly through all these ropes. Just the dismount of weights. Don't rush it. Go for it. Yes, he does. Takun back onto the back half of the course. Soritatsukabe is up next. Can he get it in 1? He did not get it in 1. He's able to force some mess ups here if he gets up here. He is not able to get up here, but still, 25 seconds left on the clock. It is good for him. Here we go, making it up on his 3rd attempt. And now, Defying Gravity is up next. A little bit high on these walls. That's not really good. Oh, he barely grabs it. Takun is able to get through. It is now onto Tarzan Rope. The obstacle he failed last time. Oh, he jumps. Oh, he's already halfway up Tarzan and boy. No. Takun fails Tarzan Nabori! He was able to outbest his performance from Tournament 2. But on the Tarzan Nabori, he goes down just as soon as he starts. If we look back at it, he jumps up on Tarzan Rope, which is a smart move given he was probably nervous for the obstacle. But because of that, he is able to skip half of the obstacle and go halfway up Tarzan Nabori. But the problem is when he starts ascending again, he goes while it's on its backswing, which means that he's not going to be able to meet up with it. And as a result, he just cannot connect with that rope and flies straight to the bottom of it, which is just so heartbreaking to see, because this is the second tournament in a row that Takun has gone down on these final 2 obstacles. So still, not having his second first stage clear will not get another return trip to the second stage this tournament. Takun even closer than before, you know it hurts. The next competitor to take on the course is one of the most successful competitors in the community. That person is Flawduhjit, better known as Basebeak. Base's first big break came in the Robloxian Ninja Challenge, where he would become one of the breakout stars of that series, reaching the top 10 and qualifying for the grand finals in the process. Base would only continue to impress as in the following years he would build his R&W resume greatly. His standout runs have come in Rising Ninja Warrior, where he is currently the only competitor to complete all 4 stages multiple times, doing so in the second and fourth tournaments. Base has also had multiple Kanzenseihas elsewhere, with him winning Sasuke Dynamite in between both of his Rising Ninja Warrior wins. In the most recent competition he ran, Sasuke Dynamite 8, he was the sole victor of the second stage, leaving him as the golden competitor automatically. However, he would go down only seconds into his run on the Swinging Forest. That version of the obstacle is a lot easier than the one that's here on the first stage, meaning that Base is going to have to face what could be the hardest first stage he's ever attempted just because of that obstacle alone. It's rare for Base to have an obstacle that he has struggled on so greatly, and his Kryptonite will be only the 4th test for him on this course. Base really wants to turn his first ever run at Robloxian SASUKE into magic like he has in so many other competitions, but doing so is going to be no easy feat. His fears of the Swinging Forest, alongside the difficulty of this first stage in general, will definitely make it be one of the hardest challenges for him to ever face. Even though this is only the first course for him to face, it's definitely going to be probably on a level probably going to be a level of difficulty that no first stage he's ever attempted has ever seen. But Basebeak, Flawduhjit already through 1 obstacle, is just 7 obstacles away from the end of this first stage and becoming the 5th to be able to clear it and the first competitor to clear it in the night runs. Base through 2 obstacles, now heading on to Whirlpool. This obstacle has been a problem for literally every single competitor on this course. Even if they've shown no signs of failing this obstacle, they have definitely had at least some sort of fears on it. Making his way towards the end of this obstacle, great pace here from Basebeak. Already through, nope, not yet, there we go, now he's through the 3 obstacles. Basebeak now on his Swinging Forest. This obstacle, he's been scared about this mount, unlike seen in Sasuke Dynamite, but now here we go, swinging his way through this course. Too much swing from Basebeak. Basebeak, Flawduhjit had a good mount there on Swinging Forest and a good first transition. However, on that second transition, got a lot of swing, did not turn his character out whatsoever, and that's enough for him to lose his stability on the rope, lose his grip, and just be sent straight into the water. You hate to see it. Up next on the course is a competitor who was once seen as the greatest competitor in Roblox Ninja. That competitor is Andrastical. Andra is one of the longest competing competitors in Roblox Ninja, and his results have always been stellar. In every competition Andrastical runs, he is expected to reach the 3rd stage at a minimum, and 99% of the time, he delivers. Andrastical's insane consistency in his 7+ years in R&W at one point gave him the title of the greatest competitor in Roblox Ninja, and this is due to his Kanzenseihas in multiple competitions. These include Ninja Coolio Warrior, Rising Ninja Warrior, Blue Ninja Warrior, and Deuce Ninja Warrior, and these are just some competitions that are recorded. After a bit of a slump recently, he has finally begun to reach the highs that he did in years past, and that couldn't be more important going into this run. Like Base, Andrastical failed an obstacle with Swinging Forest elements, this time in Sasuke Dynamite 7. So, with Base just going down there, will Andra only add to the number of failures? This could not be more important because Andrastical's skill has been on a steady increase, making it all the way to the final obstacle in Rising Ninja Warrior's 5th tournament. That's something that only 4 competitors have done here in Robloxian SASUKE, so Andrastical definitely has history on his side here. But with this being his first attempt here, like Basebeak, it is not looking good for him. Again, 4 competitors have only cleared this first stage, and we have 12 competitors left to run this first stage. Andrastical walking up to the starting line. Here we go! His first attempt at Robloxian SASUKE is off, making his way swiftly through Boyoishi. A little bit of a close call there towards the halfway point of the obstacle, but still gets through the obstacle and is now making his way onto Silk Slider. Got the drop and got the dismount nicely too. A little bit of a close call there, but still, Andrastical is able to make his way through the obstacle. Andrastical, one of the fastest competitors in all of Roblox Ninja, really doesn't even seem like he's trying to go fast. He's just naturally fast, and that is showing here. Rushes his way through the 3rd cycle in a Whirlpool, but he's able to get himself through the obstacle, and now heading into Swinging Forest, an obstacle that a lot of competitors have struggled on so greatly, including Basebeak. His fellow Rising Ninja Warrior champion Felt went down here, but Andrastical, a little bit of a... What? Andrastical stays alive out of nowhere. somehow gets through swinging force. Sword tops Kabe as well, and he's just gonna keep going. 30 seconds, less than 30 now, but it's Andrastical putting on a show. Somehow, still in the running to complete the first stage. Slowly, no, he's not slowly climbing up the rope. Oh wow, and Andrastical! I am in utter shock right now. Did not think that he was ever going to make it through that first stage, especially given that incredible save on Swinging Force. Thought for sure he would have failed there, but somehow is able to get onto that section, climb up, and usually when that happens, competitors get stunned. But he didn't get stunned, and that's most likely just course error, so that's going to be awarded to him. So Andrastical is able to continue his way through the course, does not flinch whatsoever, and Andrastical continues to make his way to the top of the course with insane speed. So other than that misstep, he was good. And with that, we finally have another clear on the first stage. With 18.4 seconds left on the clock, he sets up a monster time.
I'm kind of nervous for my second appearance on this course. As you can see, I inhaled a lot of chlorine gas, so you can see why my eyes are bulging out of my head. But I'm kind of confident. I cleared stage 1 in like 2 minutes, so yeah. You can see me on this course. I'll probably do well. I don't know.
Lyrical Wonders back here for a second attempt at Robloxian SASUKE, walking up to the starting line. The Dude's Warrior host made it all the way to the second stage last tournament and is looking to do the same thing here again and probably improve on that result. Lyric's run last tournament definitely added in a little bit of infamy. Somehow managed to course out on the reverse conveyor. Now he's going to try and make his way back to that point and surpass it, but doing so, no easy feat. But we just saw Andrastical make his way through the course, and with the fastest time that we've seen, oh, he left. No, there we go. Looks like he was running back a little bit. Now he's going to have a lot of momentum going into Boyoishi. Looks like that run up was definitely going to help as he's making his way quickly through this obstacle, and the new obstacle does not take out Lyrical Wonders here as he's making his way now onto Silk Slider. Gotta survive this drop, not giving a lot of veterans trouble here, and he skips that landing platform altogether and is on a great pace here. This first stage, if you move fast, you're going to be in a good position, and that's what Lyric is trying to do here as he's making his way onto the Whirlpool, making his way onto that second Cyclone. Got a good pace here going into that third Cyclone. He's got a great path here to make his way towards the end. Got that dismount too. And now Mango Muffin, Lyrical Wonders, the host of Dude's Warrior, now is heading on to the Swinging Forest for his second tournament in a row, taking some time to test out each of these swings beforehand, making his way nicely, got himself a lineup here, gotta get a big swing, and that's exactly what he's done. Lyrical Wonders onto the back half of the course for his second time in a row, cannot get up Sori Tatsukabe on his first try, but looks like he's gonna be trying again here, gets up, and there we go. 3 obstacles left for Lyrical Wonders, cannot underestimate any of these two. Great height there. Did not get stunned or did not get the bump at the top of the wall is what I mean. Able to make his way through the obstacle and is now just one obstacle away from return trip. The second stage, Lyric, keep climbing, and he's got it. 2 clears in a row. We finally have the momentum that we have been looking for. And with 7.6 seconds left on the clock, Lyric is clear number 6. We'll be seeing him back on the second stage for his second tournament in a row. As we're now onto the final 10 competitors to run the first stage, kicking off with number 91, Thawny Bear. Thawne made it all the way to the cliffhanger in the third stage in Tournament 1, but in Tournament 2, he regressed significantly when he went down on the Swinging Forest. Thawne definitely looking to improve on his Tournament 2 result, get back to his Tournament 1 result as he's making his way through Boyoishi! What? The obstacle that you think would never take out a third stage veteran takes out Thawny Bear mere seconds into his run! Wow, no one could have seen this coming. Thawny Bear did not have enough run up there on that second stone of Boyoishi. Got it, and then just missed it. Looked like the alignment was just a little bit off for Thawny Bear. And that's all it takes for him to go into the water. If he was a little bit forward, would have had a chance to make it through, but Thawny Bear out on the first stage yet again. This time, one obstacle into it.
My name is Cora. And this season, my goal is to fail 1.1. Especially the first chunk on 1.1. That's my goal.
Korra not really taking that interview too seriously whatsoever. That's pretty much been the staple of Korra ever since he began running back in Tournament 1. However, with that kind of unserious attitude, he's still been able to perform extremely well. In Tournament 1, he made it to the cliffhanger, but last tournament, shockingly went down on Spider Walk. Thought he would have been able to make it through, but a mistake on the barrier of the obstacle. He caught the barrier and went straight down into the water. That's something that he didn't expect, but he is back here, looking to have an even better performance than he did last tournament. Korra making his way through Boyoishi, a brand new obstacle for him. But now heading up to Silk Sliders, giving a few competitors problems. Probably not for the veteran that he is, making his way down a dismount platform, and he's good! No, he's not! Korra! What? V-Core Kiwix out on Silk Slider in a way that I don't think I even expected anyone to do. He got momentum to the side, veered to the side, and then tried to grab the platform as it is, but for whatever reason, just could not connect with that platform, bounces off of it, and then into the water, which is an incredibly abstract way to fail.
Korra, I think I speak for everyone when I say no one saw this coming. Can you run me through what your plan was on the Silk Slider this tournament?
I don't know, I was trying to go for speed. I landed it well, but I just walked off. And I guess it didn't work out.
Yeah, because you pretty much landed right on the bottom of that silk and just did not grab the following platform, unfortunately.
It is what it is, honestly.
Obviously, this is your first time failing the first stage, which is going to end your streak of first stage clears. How does that feel knowing a part of your legacy in Robloxian SASUKE has come to an end?
Even if I have a legacy in this competition, sometimes the unexpected happens.
Couldn't have put that into better terms. V-Core Kiwix, sometimes the unexpected happen, and that's exactly what happened to him this tournament. As we're on to the next competitor on the first stage, the top newcomer from last tournament, number 93, Toadfan 99. Last tournament, as I said, Toad was the top newcomer, becoming the only one of them to make it all the way to the third stage, where he did provide a pretty interesting fail when on Propeller Unte, while lining up for that first transition, he just walked off that first propeller, which is a pretty shocking way to go out, but still a really good first appearance for him. But now Toad is here for attempt number 2 at Robloxian SASUKE, looking to pick off where he's pick up back where he started, slowly making his way through Boyoishi, but still is at a very good pace as he's already through the obstacle. Took about 8 seconds to beat that obstacle, and now Toad onto Silk Slider. We just saw Korra go down here. You know that's gotta be either in the back or the front of his head. Decides to skip that landing platform altogether, just gets it out of the way, and now heading into Whirlpool. An obstacle that debuted last tournament, just like he debuted last tournament, trying to find a good cycle here to get onto that second cyclone, and that's exactly what he's done. Quickly moving his way through the second cyclone and already up to the third. Just the dismount obstacle awaits, and he's got that too. Alright, now heading onto the swinging forest. Gotta run up to that mount first. Here we go, gotta get onto that trampoline. How he's gonna handle this. There we go. Toad making his way nicely through these ropes. A little bit of a close call there on that halfway point, but still maintaining his composure. Get a good swing here. Yes, he does. Toadfan 99 halfway through the course onto Soritotsuka Bay. Can't get it. Oh, he had it there. He had it for a second, but the wall peeped up at the last possible second. Toad still able to get up in 2 attempts and is still on a great pace to make it here. Lighting up each of these walls a little bit high here. No, but not high anymore. Going a little bit low. Still is able to get a lot of distance there on that third wall. And now Toad just has 2 obstacles left to attempt with a little bit of lag. Making way to that bottom of the rope. That's exactly what he's done. Toad just keep climbing up that rope. Here we go, Toad. A little bit of a stumble. Keep moving, Toad. You got this. There we go. Toadfan 99 for the second tournament in a row will be advancing back to the second stage. Let's go, Toadfan. That was a great run from him, and he will be the 7th competitor to advance onto the second stage. And usually he's very excited, a little bit happy about that. States that he did a little bit of a wall flick there on the Soritotsuka Bay, but still, that was able to propel him up the wall and get himself through that obstacle. Toadfan 99, 2.8 seconds left on the clock. He's going to be advancing onward. Walking up to the first stage starting line is SenorAmery 250. Mary not really known in a lot of Roblox Ninja competitions, however in Robloxian SASUKE he has truly shined. Last tournament made it to the swing circle on the 3rd stage, taking home 5th place out of all the competitors that ran. So Mary has a lot of high hopes, has a perfect first stage clear streak. That's something that only a few people have by this point, but Mary nicely making his way through Boyoishi so far. His first stage clear record from the very first tournament of 28 seconds exactly has still held up to this day. So Mary Mary has a lot of speed. He knows that he's able to make it through these obstacles very quickly, and that's very important on a stage with as strict of a time limit as it is here. Mary already through the obstacle, and now heading into Whirlpool. This is an obstacle that you can get tripped up on very quickly. A lot of people have, but Mary, a great pace there. A lot of these competitors are really rushing that final cyclone. However, Mary's able to get through it without any trouble, just like a lot of other competitors, and now heading into Swinging Forest. He made this obstacle look magical 2 tournaments ago. Not really last tournament, but looks like he's back on the pace of the first tournament. Yes, he does. Half the time left and half of the course already done. Sorry, SenorAmery, and he's up into 1, and Mary is putting on a show here on the first stage as he makes Mary! He had the time, just did not fully connect with that final wall, and that's gonna send him out on defying gravity. It looks like he had it there. Made his way towards the obstacle, but it looks like when he jumped way too low, got the distance but did not get the height. And that, combined with the fact that he tried to jump sideways, meaning that he wouldn't even be able to get that much of a grip regardless, because with him being sideways, he wouldn't be able to grab it. That just meant that he would just bounce off the wall, and that's going to send him into the water. And for the first time, Mary's out on the first stage. You can tell he's pretty disappointed by that, but still, a great third effort here on the course. Coming up to the starting line is one of the most influential people in all of Roblox Ninja.
Hello peoples, Bubba Ace here, and welcome to Ninja Warrior of Roblox.
That famous quote is from the host of the longest running Roblox Ninja competition, Bubba Ace 37. After retiring from Roblox Ninja competitions in 2019, Bubba has held true to his word, being away from competing for over 5 years. The Ninja Warrior of Roblox host has been spending a lot of time in the Halo Jumpy community, with him being able to complete a first stage course in Irish Warrior's 3rd tournament. However, this doesn't mean that Bubba would stop hosting War, as he recently wrapped up filming for his 26th tournament. Now, Bubba is back on Roblox running the first competition in over half a decade, and he is looking for as much success as he can possibly get. However, success in competing with Bubba doesn't really go hand in hand with him on Roblox. He's good at editing, building, hosting, anything regarding just like the competition aspect of Roblox Ninja. However, when it comes to competing on those competitions, he doesn't really do that well. Was decent in the early years, was able to pick up a few Kanzenseihas here and there. However, since around 2015 or so, Bubba's not really had that much success in Roblox Ninja when it comes to competing. So Bubba, looking for that to change on his first run in 5 years, on to Boyoishi. Oh, he feels the mount! Bubba Ace 37 cannot even get onto the first stone of Boyoishi. Completely misses it. Gets the jump, jumps way too early, and that's gonna send him out on Robloxian SASUKE 3. The first obstacle, the first jump, and you can tell that he's kind of in awe with himself. Typed in LOL after his fail. That's pretty good outlook on the ride. At least he has positive feelings about it. Up next on the course is Turtwig 5943. Now, before last tournament, Turtwig was seen as not really that much of a threat to win anything, especially since 2021. His skills had pretty much just like become non-existent. However, in Robloxian SASUKE 2, he was able to rebound so great. He was able to make it into the top 3 when he failed the second transition of the cliffhanger. So Turtwig has a lot of high hopes here, and the highest number that he's actually had in Robloxian SASUKE. Number 96, he's wanted to improve on his previous results as he's making his way through Boyoishi nicely. We could be seeing a renaissance of Turtwig's skill here if he's able to make his way back to the 3rd stage. But first, he's got to be able to complete this first stage. This first stage has been incredibly difficult to complete. And even though we have had some momentum so far, a lot of the last few competitors have not been able to make it up to that point. SenorAmery 250, someone with the perfect clear record, could not clear. Bubba Ace 37, after taking a 5-year break from Roblox Ninja, could not clear. But Turtwig making his way through Whirlpool, and now heading his way into the Swinging Forest. This obstacle was what he failed back in Tournament 1. So he has those nerves here. Oh, actually he might not. He's going incredibly fast. That is a great push there on the end of the obstacle. Gets that dismount perfectly, and now on his Sorry Bay. He can afford to lose a few seconds here. He's able to get up it there on his second try. Now defying gravity. Cannot overlook this obstacle. Got that final wall. 2 obstacles left for Turtwig to face. Tarzan rope and Tarzan Abori. Great technique there. And now just has to climb his way up the rope without making any silly mistakes. Halfway up that rope. Keep going, Turtwig. You got this. The klaxon's gonna sound, but it does not matter. Turtwig 5943 will be advancing back to the 2nd stage for his 2nd tournament in a row. 9.5 seconds left on the clock. It was a great run. Great technique on Silk Slider, and on Swinging Forest, it looks like all the fears that he had from Tournament 1 have completely diminished. There has been no worries except for on except for on Sorry Bay, when although he took 2 times to get up the wall, he was able to compose himself and maintain that stability to get himself through and onto the second stage for his second tournament in a row. And with that, we have 8 people moving on as we enter the final 4 runners on the first stage. This is great to see from Turtwig. We'll see him then. And with that, we're down to just 4 competitors left to run the first stage, and we're kicking it off with number 97, A Thunderbird. Thunder, just one of 4 competitors to ever complete the cliffhanger, which is a huge feat within itself. Thunder almost completed the third stage last tournament on his first ever attempt at it. However, he derailed the pipe at the pipe slider, causing him to lose any stability he had and went down there. Thunder, looking to have a better result this tournament, was able to do considerably well in the mini competitions before this. So there is a chance that Thunder will be able to match those highs that he did here. But completing this first stage is no easy feat. Only 8 have been able to make it through. Thunder very desperately wants to become number 9 to do so. Coming up next is an obstacle he failed back in tournament 1, the silk slider. Slipped off the landing platform, so Thunder doesn't want to do that here. Has to get a perfect landing here because of those stuns. Gets that perfect landing right there through 2 obstacles. 6 left to go for Thunder. Now heading his way onto Whirlpool. Got himself through this obstacle last tournament. Gotta get his way through this obstacle this tournament. A little bit caught up here trying to get this first mount onto here. There we go, got that first transition. Now making his way onto the second transition here. Got a good cycle here. Gotta get that transition. There we go. Now to dismount this obstacle awaits. Gotta make sure he gets a good one here. Goes for the wrap right there, and that's good. Thunder, 38 seconds left as he's now onto Swinging Forest. This is gonna be around the time that Thunder needs to start picking up the pace here. Not even halfway through the course with only 30 seconds left on the clock. Good recovery there on that rope of Swinging Forest. Gotta make himself through that obstacle, and now onto Sorry Bay. Gotta get up this in at least 1 or 2 attempts. Stumbles there. Thunder stumbles there on that first attempt. Gotta get up here. Come on. He gets it right there. Thunder is back in a good position to clear. He just has to make sure that he keeps moving. Thunder, great technique there on defying gravity. 2 obstacles left on this first stage, but he's stopping there at the starting line. Oh, looks like he's presetting the ropes like Takun. Going for it. He jumps up. There we go. Takun. He's doing the Takun strategy. Thunder, keep moving. It's gonna be close. He gets it. Thunder, with 0.4 seconds left on the clock, is through the first stage for the second tournament in a row. That was real close. Gets his revenge on Silk Slider for the second tournament in a row. But the first struggles he had were on Whirlpool. Could not find a stable place there to get that first transition. But still, eventually was able to find it. And on Sorry Bay, he had a really bad first attempt, but on the second attempt was able to best it. But ultimately, the true saving point of this run was on Tarzan rope. He preset the rips like Takun did earlier, and that ultimately let him have a great technique, not be phased up on the bottom of the rope, and keep climbing up to the top of the rope. And this great technique there at the end saves Thunder from a potential first stage timeout, and you can tell that he is very excited just now, finding out that he is going to be advancing back to the second stage with 0.4 seconds left on the clock. Congratulations to him!
Hello, my name is Flowdoce, and I was on the previous 2 tournaments of Robloxian SASUKE. I am best known for being beat up by pipe sliders. I hope to become a grand champion in Tournament 3, but the course took lethal amounts of drugs after Tournament 2, so my chances have diminished.
The 98th competitor to run the first stage is the golden competitor of Tournament 1, Flowdoce. Flo made his mark on Robloxian SASUKE when he became the second competitor to complete the cliffhanger on the third stage and ultimately went down on the final jump of the stage on Pipe Slider. He returned to last tournament donning the coveted number 100 with high hopes, but ultimately could not deliver on them, as despite him completing the first stage for the second tournament in a row would shockingly go down on narrow, just 2 obstacles into the second stage. Flo's fail gave a grim outlook on the rest of the tournament, as no one else could improve on his result from the previous tournament, tying him with Yas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 for the best overall result in a tournament. Flo's track record would also be very similar in other competitions. In SASUKE Dynamite 8, the most recent competition he ran, Flo to complete the first stage. But just like in Robloxian SASUKE 2, he would go down on the second stage, this time just 1 obstacle short of the finishing line. So Flo, it's clear that he can consistently make it to the second stage, but clearing it is a whole different ballpark. Pipe Slider, an obstacle that he's only attempted once, only 4 have even gotten to that point. Flo very much wants to become the 5th person to ever reach that point, becoming the first to ever make to that point twice. And Flo also wants to become the first to ever make his way onto that third stage landing platform, the first to ever attempt the tower. But Flo has 20 very difficult obstacles in front of him before he even gets that chance. Flowdoce, for the third time at Robloxian SASUKE, is off on the first stage. 80 seconds left on the clock is a little bit longer than it was last tournament, but still, we have the addition of the obstacle Defying Gravity to the course. Flo did struggle on speed back in Tournament 1, cleared the second stage with about half a second left on the clock, so speed definitely could be a concern here. However, Flo's time management has definitely improved between Tournament 1 and Tournament 2, so here, it should be no problem as he's already through 2 obstacles in less than 20 seconds. Now making his way through Whirlpool, trying to find a good outlook. Oh, he almost misses it! I thought he almost missed that transition there, but lag saves him there, and lag saves him again there, just to dismantle this obstacle awaits, and Flo, already through 3 obstacles with 45 seconds left on the clock. Speed is not a concern by this point for Flowdoce. He has overcome those concerns from early tournaments, and now Flo, swiftly and surely making his way through the obstacle. A little bit of a freak out there on that final set of swinging forest ropes, but he's still able to keep his composure. Gets through the obstacle, but cannot get up Soritoska Bay in 1 attempt. Will he be able to get it in 2? He's not. He's gonna need to be able to take some breaths here because he needs to make sure that he keeps that composure up. He's able to get through the wall. Alright, 3 obstacles left for Flowdoce. Just this final wall, Defying Gravity! Flowdoce is out on Defying Gravity, a brand new obstacle, and it takes him out in a completely shocking way. He got that first transition right, but on that last transition, it looks like what happened is he jumped way too low, which caused him to, yes, get enough distance, but not get enough height to make it. So when he connected to the wall, it was only about the upper part of his body that made it to that point, causing him to bounce off that wall and into the water, and this is heartbreaking.
Flo, for the first time, you're out on the first stage. Obviously, this is a shocking fail, but in a way, did you see this coming?
In a way, I saw myself going out on the first stage because I was not in the right mindset to run this season. I didn't train as much as I usually do, which gave me a lot of inexperience on the newer obstacles introduced.
With this fail, this ends your streak of first stage clears, leaving only Seabot and Yas with the possibility of clearing in all 3 tournaments. Do you think that your fail will impact them in any way?
I don't think me failing the first stage will impact Seabot and Yas results, but I feel like it does have the possibility to impact their mindset going on the course.
Alright, and with that, Flowdoce, we are unfortunately saying goodbye from you this tournament, but hopefully next tournament you will do better.
Flo staring at the obstacle that just eliminated him, his first stage clear streak, now in the water just like him. The second to last competitor to run the first stage is one of the most skilled in Robloxian SASUKE. That competitor is RoboticPai. Robloxian SASUKE has truly been Seabot's standout competition, with him becoming the first to complete the dreaded cliffhanger on the third stage, truly being a trailblazer for the other competitors. Unfortunately, his road to the final stage would be cut short on the pipe slider, losing his grip on the bar while preparing for the final jump. When he came back for Robloxian SASUKE 2, Seabot's hopes were high and displayed a large amount of nerves throughout his entire run, returned back to the third stage for the second tournament in a row, a feat that no one else could accomplish in that tournament. However, Seabot would go down on the cliffhanger for the first time, an obstacle right before pipe slider, closing off his run and the tournament in defeat. Since that failure, Seabot has lost a large amount of passion that he once had for Roblox Ninja, leading to his inactivity in the community up until SASUKE Dynamite 8. Between the 2 runs, it was clear that he had grown rusty and went down on only just 1 obstacle on the first stage, failing the stepping stones. So Seabot very clearly has seen the highs and lows that a competitor can possibly have in Roblox Ninja, failing the final obstacle of the third stage and failing the first obstacle of the first stage, but still has not been able to make his way to the final stage in pretty much any competition. So Seabot, these goals still remain for him to achieve here on his third attempt at Robloxian SASUKE. But starting off this course is going to be Boyoishi, an obstacle that's very similar to stepping stones. It's gonna be pretty much a maze to get through like this one. However, there's not gonna be any guessing involved with this one, so that's gonna have a lot of fears. Gonna have a lot of fears left that are not there for Seabot. Very clearly was able to get through the obstacle, but still at a pretty slow pace. Got through the obstacle, is now taking a lot of time there to get onto Silk Slider. Gonna need to pick up the pace here as he's down to just a minute throughout these 2 obstacles. Seabot! As I was saying, he had a minute left, but he's not even able to complete the Silk Slider, and he goes down way earlier than I think anyone could have expected on this course. That was incredibly shocking, but if we look at his run, it looks like he was trying to do what a lot of competitors have done during this time, during the night runs, and just skip that landing platform altogether. However, there's one fatal flaw. He does it way too late, and by the time he goes for the skip, he's well above the water and not above the platform, and that's going to cause Seabot to miss that platform, go into the water, and end his first stage clear streak right here. Number 99, Seabot, out just 2 obstacles into the first stage.
Hi, my name is Yas with YouTube 51. I got first place last time, and I'm going to be number 100. And I also have my own course. I hope I can clear.
The last competitor to run the first stage for the tournament is Yas 123451. Yas has been steadily improving with each result here at Robloxian SASUKE, and he started out strong. He became the first competitor to complete the first stage. However, that string of success would not extend into the second stage, timing up 2 obstacles short of the buzzer. When it came time for Robloxian SASUKE 2, Yas was more determined than ever before to improve, and that is exactly what he did. Yas was able to keep his perfect streak alive on the first stage and did exactly what he could not do in the tournament before: keep on going. He hit the buzzer on the second stage and continued to dominate going into the third, becoming only the fourth to complete the cliffhanger and the second to come face to face with the final jump of the pipe slider, where he would ultimately become its second victim. And, just like Flowdoce, Yas's run would mirror his Sasuke Dynamite 8 performance, failing the second stage's final obstacle in the exact same spot as Flowdoce. So Yas and Flo do have a lot of parallels here going into this tournament. Unfortunately, Flo did go down on Defying Gravity. We do not want to see Yas have that same fate. 99 attempts and 9 have cleared. We are at the same exact clear rate as we were back in Tournament 1. Tournament 1, Flo is the standout competitor, making it all the way to the pipe slider. Last tournament, it was Yas. And Yas is in the same position now as Tournament 1's Mr. 100 Nebula Deception. In that tournament, Nebula Deception was the last predator to run the first stage, and he went down on the Silk Slider. So with the same clear rate in mind, there could be a chance that Yas could go down on Silk Slider here too, especially given RoboticPai just went down there in a completely unexpected fashion. And with Flo going down on Defying Gravity, things are not looking good for Yas here on this run. But Yas still needs to keep his head up here as he's on to the run. And with that, the final run on the first stage for Robloxian SASUKE 3 has begun, and Yas is speeding quickly through Boilushi right now and is now heading up to Silk Slider. Gotta get onto the obstacle first, and here we go, the drop of this obstacle. You guys have it perfectly here in this tournament, and he gets it perfectly. Doesn't even go to the landing platform, he just decides to skip it altogether. Smart move from Yas, and now he's going straight into Whirlpool. Gotta get a good cycle here, and he's got that right there. And Yas keeping it at a great pace so far. 52 seconds left on the clock as he's now just into that final cyclone. Coming up on the dismount of this obstacle, does the wrap right there, and now heading into Swinging Forest. 45 seconds on the clock. He is definitely in a very good spot time-wise, but he just gotta make sure that he continues to execute on his way towards the end of the stage. Nice job, Yas, so far. Into the way to the end of the obstacle, a little bit of a stumble there on that fourth set of ropes, but still maintains his stability and is now heading into Sorataska Bay. Up and in one. 30 seconds left. Yas is having a great pace so far. Just don't mess up right here at Defying Gravity. 2 obstacles left for Yas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Tarzan rope. He's hung on a little bit, caught up there on the bottom of the rope though. Gotta make sure that he's gonna continue to climb up to the top of this rope. He has more than enough time. Just make sure that you don't avoid making any silly mistakes. Yas, keep climbing. Here we go. And Yas has made it! With 10 seconds exactly on the dot, Yas has become the 10th competitor to make it through the first stage and advance to the second stage. And he's the only competitor to do after 3 tournaments in a row, actually. Yas is able to make his way throughout the course pretty easily, except for that one stumble there on the Swinging Forest, which ultimately could have been detrimental. However, he kept up his composure and actually turned it up and actually paralleled his Tournament 1 Sorataska Bay performance. We had pretty much the same exact run on it. On Defying Gravity, he got a little bit low there on that transition, but still was able to make it work by making sure that he stayed with enough distance. And that ultimately was enough for Yas to get him through that obstacle that eliminated so many of the skilled competitors before him. And on Tarzan rope, he just continued to take his time, and that ultimately gave him the success he needed to make his way up the top of the tower.
Congratulations on making it through to the second stage for your 3rd tournament in a row. You had some worries going into this run. Can you just tell me what you were thinking of while you were running?
I just wanted to clear, really. And I don't think I'm going to beat stage 2. That stage 2 is really hard, so.
Is there any obstacles on the second stage that you're worried about particularly?
Yeah, probably the metal spin, because it's actually really hard.
And it also shares the position that you failed last in Tournament 1, which is the reverse conveyor.
Yas on top of the first stage, cheering with Dip K Joe, who made it to the 3rd stage back in Tournament 1. Dip did not run this tournament, but he still wanted to be here to support Yas, and that is exactly what's happening. Yas has been able to make it through the 3rd stage for the 3rd tournament in a row, a feat that only he has been able to accomplish. Congratulations to him. And with that, Robloxian SASUKE 3 bids farewell to the first stage. 100 ran the hardest rendition of the course, and it fought back. With only 4 through the first stage before the sun had set, it was looking to be one of the tiniest second stage rosters in all of Roblox Ninja, but thankfully, 6 brave competitors added their name onto that first stage clear list. This group of 10 to hit the buzzer are some of the most unique that we've ever had, as we have a 50-50 split between second stage newbies and veterans. The skill of these competitors cannot be underestimated, and with them only being 1/4 of the way done with the course, they'll need to put their 110% into every single obstacle they'll attempt, especially considering each stage has a different skill than the first. Next time, the 10 will attempt the second stage, the third stage, and the final stage as the night continues to grow deeper. The time trial of the second stage awaits, filled with changes from last tournament at every twist and turn. Scraped by that, and they'll be tasked to complete the nigh impossible third stage, where burnout is the only thing that is on our competitors' minds. Can any of these 10 competitors make it to the hollow ground known as the third stage finishing platform and become the first to ever face the final stage tower? All of this will be known in Tournament's 3 finale. Until then, this is Jamie Dorino signing off. We'll see you next time for Robloxian SASUKE.